Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today in this video we will take you to the Cotswolds, that is an area of outstanding natural beauty in the southwest part of England. This area is particularly famous for its natural landscapes, its cute and local villages, as well as the famous Cotswolds Way, that is almost 100-mile trail long route around the Cotswolds that passes through the most beautiful historical landmarks, natural beauty areas and local villages all around this region. For this special occasion, we decided to go and live the Cotswolds experience in the most traditional way. To do so, we booked an Airbnb that was a full cottage for my big group of friends, and as soon as we arrived, of course, we had an amazing Italian dinner. After dinner, we wanted to dive straight into the famous pub culture of the UK, and to do so, we went to the neighboring village and we went to this very local and traditional pub where we started playing darts and having some fun all together, and we even met some local people. In this video, we will show you a part of the Cotswolds Trail as well as the top 3 villages that we visited together. So now let's go and watch this together. Let's start with the Cotswolds Way. On day 1, we decided to start our day with a refreshing and long trail run. Our first run in the Cotswolds. Yes.
We are in Cotswolds, England, and
Beautiful.
we are gonna go for our long run.
Show us around.
This is the good cottage that Chiara arranged for us. We've got some friends inside. I need to get some information, Chiara. Tourist information.
We are ready to start this Cotswolds trip. We followed the Castwell Path for around 20-21 kilometers, and the path took us towards the most beautiful historical landscapes that were very close to our cottage, and then we passed by some very local villages.
We found the biggest hill in England.
Going strong. Around 7-8 kilometers in our run, we finally arrived to the Broadway Tower. The Broadway Tower is a historical landmark in that area and region of the Cotswolds that is still very famous and open to visitors. So you can get in, there is a small museum to visit, and you can go all the way up to the rooftop to enjoy the beautiful view all over the Cotswolds.
Chiara found her friends.
So the guys are on the tower. And now this is Broadway Tower. Broadway Tower. After the Broadway Tower, our run continued. We were running up and down the Cotswolds Way hills. It was definitely very fun to see how the beautiful landscapes kept on changing at every hill. At some point, we arrived to Campden. That is a very small village, but it's still very peculiar as all the cottages around are built with old style roofs. And it's very nice to look around and see how this village is still running with the old-fashioned style. The next town was Campden. Campden is one of the go-to places if you happen to be in the Cotswolds. It's a very nice town, not the most beautiful, but one of the most historical.
We are at the last meters of the giant hill. This is the 20th kilometer. With her colorful pink shirt. So what do you think about Cotswolds, Martinelli?
Definitely very beautiful, and the nature is outstanding. The trails are well kept, and there are a lot of people hiking, so it's very nice to go also with friends. They are not hard trails, very easy, so you should just come and enjoy. Done.
Touch the box, that's the finishing place.
So officially we completed 21.7 kilometers. This was a great run, outstanding. Now let's go into tourist information and check some great material for our tour. This morning we learned to lift this to open the door.
She's thirsty.
Best Scottish biscuits ever. Walkers. They are so buttery, they give you cholesterol in no time. Amazing.
You're a potato, you have to eat it.
After the run, we took our car and we went to Stow on the Wold. And in this place, we had lunch with our friends with some typical British pies, and everything was super delicious.
Eppa, peas, bravo. Oh, belle peas. Chips on the side.
We are at Stow on the Wold.
Yep.
We just had some lunch at Stow, and now we're gonna go visit our next town. These sounds are very cute. Aesthetic. And these are the other guys. After Stow on the Wold, we kept going on our tour. We picked our car and we went to the second village of the day. So we decided to go to Lower Slaughter, that it's also another very famous village that I would advise you to go if you happen to be around the area. This town, despite of its name, is very famous for its romanticism. In fact, it is one of the best picks for weddings and ceremonies because of its lovely walk along the canals and all the landscapes mixed with natural beauty, as well as the typical yellow stones cottages. After having a nice walk in Lower Slaughter, we decided to keep walking until the third village of the day. We went to Burton on the Water. This village is one of the most beautiful villages in whole Cotswolds. I think my favorite one. It's magic atmosphere with the canal and then the sunset, all the buildings around makes the atmosphere very magic. It's a very lovely place where we found a lot of families hanging around. We stayed there for a typical British scone and afternoon tea. Unexpectedly, our afternoon tea took a little bit too long. So outside it was fully dark and there were no Ubers that we could take to go back to our cars. So we decided to walk back to Lower Slaughter, where we parked our cars, and then go to have some dinner and ultimately end up in a typical pub where we could enjoy the pub culture, drinking a couple beers and listening to some lovely music. Day 2. On day 2, we went to visit Sudley Castle and Gardens. Unfortunately, when we went there, it was not possible to get into the castle, but we could only have a walk in the gardens and the beautiful areas surrounding the castle. Definitely a nice place to go and a place where you can easily spend a couple hours before going to the next village. The last stop of our weekend was Barford before going back to London, and it's built on a hill, so we actually stopped for a Sunday roast on top of the hill in a typical traditional pub. We had some roasted meat, veggies and the typical pie that you can find in every pub in the UK on Sundays. After that, we explored a little bit the town. It was actually very nice. All the little shops were down the slope on the side. We had ice cream and then it started raining, so we had to go back. But definitely a place to go before heading back to the city.
Ice cream?
Beautiful.
Is it good?
It's beautiful.
Which flavor do you get?
Salted caramel.
I hope you guys really enjoyed the video and had an idea of what going to the Cotswolds would mean. We only stayed there for a weekend, just like a couple days inclusive of the travel back, so we didn't have the chance to visit and explore the whole area. For example, this is the third largest protected landscape in the UK after the Lake District and the Yorkshire Dales. So this to give you an idea of how wide all this area is and how hard it is to travel around, especially because, as you could see from the video, these streets are very narrow and you cannot go fast as there is no lights during the night, and during daylight there might be some cars around. Today this area, and it's mainly the go-to place of British people for weekend escapes or summer adventures. I hope you guys go to the end of the video, and if so, I highly recommend you to subscribe to the channel and like this video, and let's see you at the next adventure.